Hi everyone, welcome to Eco Learning Classes. This is Professor Geeta Mahesh. Dear students, now let us discuss statistical methods of collecting primary data. So methods of collecting data are methods of collecting primary data. There are three methods which we are going to discuss in this video are personal interview, mailing questionnaire, then telephone interview. Let us discuss these one after the other. Now let us discuss statistical methods of data collection in detail. The first one is personal interview or direct personal investigation or interview method. In this method, investigator personally contacts the respondent and collects data or information. Investigator conducts a face-to-face interview with the respondent. Personal interview are preferred due to various reasons in that the personal contact is made between the respondent and interviewer. You can see in this picture the respondent is answering to investigator, and here they can have face-to-face contact and they can discuss in order to give information and to collect the information. He approaches the object and conducts an inquiry on the spot, collects the information. For the successful collection of data under this method, it is necessary that the investigator should be polite, unbiased, and aware of local conditions, environment, and languages. Dear students, now let us discuss advantages and disadvantages of personal interview. If you consider advantages of personal interview, highest response rate as investigator he himself contact a respondent, allows the use of all type of questions. That means he can extract answers for all type of questions. Better for using open-end questions. So personally he will be contacting, so he can ask or raise answers for open-end type of questions. And here anything is which is not understandable in the questionnaire, as he personally contact a respondent, he can clarify if there is any doubt in the questionnaire. So you can see in the picture the respondent and investigator will discuss each other and they can give a better result through interview method. Disadvantages, if we consider, it is most expensive as the investigator has to spend his time and the labor will be more to collect information, and as men and time increases, the cost also increases. Possibility of influencing the respondent sometimes, as we contact personally, so our views can influence the respondent. More time taking, as I told, it is expensive as we have to meet a respondent personally. It takes. Dear students, second one is mailing questionnaire. What do you mean by questionnaire? It is a list of questions printed on a paper is called as questionnaire. Dear students, in mailing questionnaire, the list of questions will be mailed to respondent or informant, requesting him to fill and send it back in a given period of time. This method is most suitable when the area of study is very large. And this method we can adopt when the respondents are educated. Now let us discuss advantages of mailing questionnaire. Least expense, as we will be mailing the questionnaire, the expense is very less under mailing questionnaire. Only method to reach a remote area is mailing a questionnaire. No influence and respondent, as we are just sending a questionnaire to respondent and he will fill the questionnaire and he will send it back. So personally, the investigator cannot influence the respondent. Maintains the anonymity of respondent. So as we will be sending the information directly to the investigator, there won't be any leak of information with respect to respondent. Best for sensitive questions. Dear students, while we are preparing questionnaire, we have to consider few things. What are the good qualities of a questionnaire? Qualities of a good questionnaire. You can see here the questionnaire should not be too long. The series of questions should move from general to specific. The question should be precise and clear. That means it should be simple and easy to understand. And the question should move from general to personal. General questions, first you need to ask name, age, such type of questions. Then you can move on to a particular questions which are helpful for you to extract the information according to your objective. And the question should not be too large, so you have to focus on minimal number of questions. You can see here, for example, poor question. Do you spend a lot of money on books in a month? No. What is a good question? How much do you spend on books in a month? So you can give options and you can ask him to choose any one of those. And you can see here the question should not use double negative. That means you can see, don't you think smoking should be prohibited? No, you are not supposed to ask like that. The question should be, do you think smoking should be prohibited? And question should not be leading question. That means it should not overlead or it should not give you any clues to the respondent and you have to answer in this way only. No, you should not overlead or leading the questions, or you should not give clue in the question. For example, do you like the flavor of this high quality tea? See, you specified a high quality. You specified. You are giving a clue that the tea is high quality. No, you should not ask like this. Do you like the flavor of this tea? That's it. When you specify high quality tea, then you are influencing or you are giving a clue that the quality of tea is good and you have to be in favor. Yes, its flavor is good. Like that you have to answer. So you should not give or you should not ask questions which gives a clue or which will be leading questions. Then what do you mean by pilot survey? Pilot survey, we call it as pre-testing of questionnaire. That means once questionnaire is ready, it is advisable to conduct a tryout with a small group which is known as pilot survey. Pilot survey helps in providing a preliminary idea about this survey. It helps in a pre-testing of questionnaire, so has to know the shortcomings and drawbacks of questions. When you prepare a list of questions, you should know all the people, if they read the question, they are able to understand and there won't be any double negative or there should not be any type of leading questions. To avoid all these things, you have to conduct a pilot survey before main survey. So it will, or this we call it as pre-testing of questionnaire. That means you are going to conduct a test on the questionnaire which you have prepared before you use that questionnaire for conducting a main survey. Now let us discuss telephone interview. What is telephone interview means? Investigator asks the questions over telephone. The advantages of telephone interview are that they are cheaper than the personal interview and can be conducted in a shorter time. Allow the researchers to assess the respondent by clarifying the questions. Telephone interviews better in case where the respondents are reluctant to answer certain questions in a personal interviews. Sometimes the respondent hesitate to answer to few personal questions when it is a personal interview. Through telephone interview, as you cannot see the face of respondent or respondent is not in a position to see the investigator's face, so it becomes comfortable for the respondent to answer to questions which are very sensitive one thing and which is very personal. Dear students, here you can see the advantages of telephone interview. The first one is relatively low cost. Second one is relatively less influence on respondent. Relatively high response, that means you can collect the information from almost all respondents. What are the disadvantages? Means here the reaction cannot be watched over telephone and the limited use. So telephone interview is in limited use. Dear students, if you like, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.